expansion.
Social media is
Man,
great.
that's a
Just
whole nother conversation, hermano. Social media and
yeah,
its
it's
interaction, cause and effect, and what's going on with the world, and the impact that it's having on humanity in the
it'll be an
world.
epidemic, and
Oh
I'll
yeah,
remind you of
it
this, Rafa.
it
It'll
it,
be
it
worse.
I don't think it will be. I think
It
it
is
is,
probably, yeah. Sorry,
and it's been for a
correct me. Yeah,
while, and
yeah.
it's just sort of morphing into something that I think was quite benevolent and quite a positive impact at the start. It almost felt like it had this community feel to it, and it had this connectedness. And now it just seemed to morph into this ugly thing,
Mm.
which is taking away so much of the essence of what it is to be a human
It's
being.
and I think people are blind by how actually impactful it is because look,
The
you're
addiction.
not actually addicted to chemicals. And he's
No,
not shooting up in the
no,
corner.
no,
He's not doing whatever drugs
no.
on the train.
Yeah,
The fact that this is a complete internal mental addiction model,
no doubt about it.
it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just for young people, I think it's you feel bad because you're like parents don't have the knowledge to actually bring up kids in a
Yeah.
socially flooded environment safely.
Mm.
I don't believe kids should have any exposure
No.
to social media up until 18. You're developing your
Yes.
personality, you're
Yes.
developing your brain,
Yes.
flawed by looking at your friends, flawed by completely
Sure.
obsessing with your personal image, flawed at
100% agree.
you smile when you look at a camera, but the next minute you're actually sad. You have a lot of troubles that
Mm.
you're not facing. So I think
We're on the same page, man. Yeah, no doubt
social
about it.
media, look, it's great that I can actually, pick up the thing, message Rafa, message someone that's far away, message someone that I
Yeah,
don't have his
that
number.
that's the awesome
I
side about
do
it. Yeah.
love that fact
Yeah.
that what it
What's that?
brought to to the table, but now we're dealing with more how to keep people
Yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah.
hooked on the dopamine cycle, and it's a
That's right.
very simple one
Mm.
because people think it's very complex, but with Facebook, with Instagram, with
Mm.
anything, the idea is very simple. When you anticipate something new is coming, your brain releases dopamine, makes you happy. For example, you're
Mm.
traveling tomorrow,
That's right.
you tell yourself,
Yeah.
I'm excited. This, so your brain releases dopamine, you get excited, and you feel happy.
Sure.
Now, just keep in mind that this model is in everything concerned with social media, be it YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Sure.
Every time you're swiping,
That's right.
you have no idea what's coming from the
right.
bottom of the screen.
Mm.
But you're anticipating something, and you tell your brain, look, this is going to be cool, this something that will excite me.
Mm.
Could let you down, could excite you. But if it lets you down, then you're like, I'm going to take another hit.
That's right.
Swipe one more
So
time.
it's like a gambler.
Again, it's same with YouTube. Look, I use YouTube, but it's the idea that sometimes you'd sit for 10, 15 minutes, just tick, tick, tick. Every time you click on something,
Takes
you
you onto
build this
something else.
anticipation
Mm.
for it, and you're like, okay, look, this video is actually really
Mm.
going to nail my expectation.
Yeah.
So again, it's a very simple addiction model. I think
Yeah.
people really need to learn how to filter information, how to consume.
Oh yeah.
There is so
And
much
put your phone
information.
down. Put your phone down. You know.
It's,
Definitely put your phone down.
Yeah, I
There's
wake up.
there's a thing to pick your phone up and have a look.
I love the
Oh,
do
shit, I
not
missed the
disturb
call.
function. There's a little moon for most people that don't know. You just swipe down, control
Yeah.
panel, see a little moon.
Mm.
That means do not disturb. I literally I do this a lot of the time. Just do it because look, you cannot multitask. You can fragment your attention. Fair enough, sure. You have 100%.
Which is
You
not
can give 30, 30, 30, 10.
Sure.
But to actually focus on something, you
Yeah.
need to be completely away from any distractions.
And I think that's one thing that as a humanity we still do not know what the long-term impacts are, because forever we've had that thing where we were operating for centuries, not entirely uninterrupted, but definitely with nowhere near as much interruptions as we have now. That contactability, where you're constantly, anyone can call you at any time, anyone can reach you at any time. And also this thing that's constantly sending you back to social media. Oh, what's going on? I want to have a look. I want to have a look. It's like that sugar rush. And, a lot of the greatest ideas of humanity came from several hours perhaps of going down that tunnel
Mm.
of focus and
Yeah,
attention
yeah,
without interruptions. A led to B and B
yeah,
to
yeah,
C and D and at the end Z.
yeah.
Great
You
idea.
come up with a solution.
Great idea.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm.
Whereas now we go A to C, back to A, thinking, oh, I'll just go back to C, and then no, but it doesn't work like that. You know?
Mm.
So these interruptions, you know, it's a science experiment. You know, and as a matter of fact, people are overstimulated, way too overstimulated. Kids are
we
overstimulated.
we're swimming in a sea of
Swimming
stimulation.
in a sea of stimulation. Amen.
Yeah, look, it's they're literally like people are becoming dopamine junkies.
Yes, my friend.
But you know, you see
And there's no happiness in that, yeah?
no, no, no. Look, it's
There's no peace.
if you over pleasure that sensory sort of
Yep.
system,
That's right.
you will deplete your dopamine. Not
Yep.
to say you can't. Look, you will feel happiness again in your life. But what I'm saying is, the brain area responsible for the dopamine secretion, this whole system, eventually gets tired because you are constantly
course.
working it. The
Yeah.
idea is, if I'm traveling, I am not traveling every minute of the
No.
day. I don't get this anticipation every minute
No,
of the
that's
day.
right.
So you're really like stressing a system that doesn't have time to rest. So you know, you put you see with a lot of young people, they put their phone down, and just without any reason, they would instantly they feel the drop in the dopamine. So they would pick it up, anticipating that, look, I'm even just to unlock it to look at the phone. Maybe they want to see a notification
That's
as
right.
one or
Yeah.
whatever.
I see what's on my news feed. Yeah.
So it becomes this, anxious sort of
Anxious.
anxious
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah.
Kids
Cycle.
can't sit still. Why? Because
That's right.
again, if you wanna if you wanna
Stimulation.
do like advertise this for parents to be actually aware of, well, picture this: kid sitting in dinner. As soon as he sits down, then he rolls a joint of weed and smokes it quickly just to calm down, slowly, and then he does it again. Obviously, that would be not acceptable. I mean,
No,
so
fuck
someone
no. That's right.
grabs a syringe of heroin and just say, when you think of this is we actually kids are doing this in front of parents, with parents, sort of.
Man, I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible.
Look, I mean, people say that Steve Jobs didn't give his kids iPads until they're sort of 18.
I've seen that.
This is something I would probably do in my personal
I read
life.
that in Wired magazine.
Look,
Yeah.
kids do not need a phone. Look, I was born in the days when you used to call your friend from the landline. Just tell them, look, mate, I'll meet you at this. That's it.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
During that time, your brain was actually clear.
Yeah, your life was
brain
yours. Yeah.
You could think clearly.
Yeah, and imagination.
Absolutely, creativity, all
imagination
that.
took flight,
Yeah.
particularly when we're children. That's where imagination has to. It actually plays a huge role. Imagination, and one tries to go back to one's own childhood, and obviously I was pre cyber world, pre digital, pre all of that, and essentially, the whole time you were imagining things, playing with little toy soldiers and building pretend the battle scenes and building pretend race circuits with your little cars, and the whole time you're imagining things. You're using these little tools, these little toys and whatever. You get sand and you build a castle and then pretend that was your castle. And, the whole time it's imagination.
And I think that's very
It's
crucial.
been like that for hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions, depends who you speak to. And all of a sudden in the last, 10, 15 years, finished.
Yeah.
So how's that going to impact us? And that's
We
a
have
question.
no idea.
And I think we'll save that one for another day.
For
But
another
back to
episode.
show and tell. This is
Yes,
what I love
please,
about
Paulie,
Andy, man.
put
This is
on
what
a
I love.
slideshow.
Paulie, are you going to take control of this fucking show or what? Aren't you supposed to be the producer, brother?
Yeah, true, but it's very interesting.
Fuck.
I'm just focusing on our clips and.
Okay.
What are
Yeah,
you
see,
looking at?
he's
Like
got the
this guy.
producer cap on.